Have you ever wondered why certain things keep happening to you? Undesirable things or desirable things keep happening to you? Well, in today's video, I'm going to explain from my point of view what Neville Goddard means by everyone is you pushed out. And this is based on a question from a previous client that I had. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing today. For those of you that are new, welcome. My name's Natalie, and this is As the Pennies Drop. Now, As the Pennies Drop is all about creating a life you love, deserve, and desire. I am a conscious manifestation coach and a neurotransformation therapy practitioner. And I provide a variety of one-on-one and group coaching solutions to guide you into releasing those limiting beliefs, those blocks, those traumas, those pains, those hurts, to fundamentally create a life you love, deserve, and desire. So if you would like to find out more about the solutions and the services that I provide, then just click on the link below, or you can email me at natalie@asthepenniesdrop.com. So back to the video. So as I said, today I'm going to explain from my point of view what Neville Goddard means by everyone is you pushed out, which will, the end goal, my intention, is for you to understand in simple terms exactly why things have happened to you, why they continue to happen to you, whether that is good or not so good. Here goes. Everyone is you pushed out, or everyone is yourself pushed out, is, from my point of view, basically how we are viewing people, how we perceive people to treat us, how we perceive specific people to treat us, how we have been treated, is all based around our concept, our belief about people or specific people, how we believe that we will get treated by that person or those people or people in general. So we basically create an assumption. An assumption is something we believe to be true without proof, but we're creating an assumption about how we believe we're going to be treated by people based on our thoughts, the stories that we tell ourselves about these people or people, and our beliefs and our behaviors towards people or specific people. So it's our assumption. So what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're believing, what our behaviors are about people is basically fundamentally why people or specific people will show up the way they do towards us based on what we believe. Now, this can be based on past patterns. It could be evidence, memories, experiences, things that people have said to us. It could even be a first impression that you have about somebody that's impressed in your mind. Therefore, you've made an assumption that that is who they are, that is how they are going to treat you. Now, that is whether that's a nice treatment or a not so nice treatment, an undesirable treatment. And these beliefs, this can also be, somebody could show up reflecting a behavior or say things to you that you've had said to you before by specific people that haven't treated you well. So it could be a reflection of somebody doing something to you, or you see them doing something, or you hear them saying something that reminds you of somebody else or something that's happened to you in your past, and immediately you will create an impression about them. Therefore, that then becomes your assumption, which, and I've explained this before, but this is my interpretation, which, when we perceive that to be true and that becomes our dominant thought, that is what gets reflected back at us. So how people are treating us, how specific people are treating us, whether that's how we want them to treat us or how we don't want them to treat us, is all based around our concept about how we either deserve to be treated or past experiences. So we're using our memory, evidence that have happened to us in the past, and that forms a foundation of how we get people to treat us Like I said, whether that's a desirable treatment or an undesirable treatment. So the good thing about this, if you have people in your life or a specific person in your life that is not treating you as you wish, or you see other people treating you in a way that you would like these other people to treat you, this can be changed by changing our feeling and thoughts and stories and behaviors towards these people. Or it can be us changing our beliefs about our worth as well, which comes back to our self-concept. So if we believe people will always treat us badly, people will let us down, people won't prioritize us, people will say horrible things to us, people will treat us in a way that we don't desire them to treat us, what we can do is we can change how we view ourselves, what our worth is. So if we're experiencing this is based on a belief, an assumption, that all we need to do is change that. And that can be done through self-concept, which I've spoken about before, through telling the new story with affirmations. And that's exactly what I did when I had a lot of unkindness and undesirable treatment from people. I changed my concept about myself to what I was worth. I am kind, everyone around me is kind and thoughtful and considerate. I only create and attract these types of people that show me how I would prefer to be treated, through love and kindness, respect, being valued, seeing my worth, being supportive, genuine, generous, trustworthy, loyal. I changed my self-concept of myself and of what I wanted and deserved and desired people to reflect back to me. And that is now what I have. So we can simply change our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors, our beliefs about people to reflect, to get what we want reflected back at us. Now, that said, sometimes it can be easy to do this depending on what these past events, experiences, or the things that people have said to or done to us have been. And sometimes it can be harder depending on the length of what the experiences have been with specific person or people in general. Now, what happens is our mindset will always go to memories, our past, to reflect back to us. This is what they've done, therefore this is what they're going to continue to do. Therefore, that's your belief. So if we want to change how somebody is showing up in our life, like I said, all we want to do is be able to change that story. Now, the more pains, the hurts, the more undesirable experiences, undesirable words, undesirable treatment that we've had from people can make it difficult. It can make it harder. Now, that is an assumption, I know, but it can make it more difficult to stick to the story of the version of the person or people that we want to see reflected back at us, how we want them to treat us, because we have so much baggage of undesirable things that have happened to us with this person or people. So how can we, in an easier way, get treated how we want to be treated by, like I said, specific people or people in general? Well, we can start by taking a breath and accepting where we are with them. Doesn't mean that we accept what has happened, but we just accept where we are. This is where we are. I accept that this person shows up in my life this way. I'm accepting that. I accept that their behaviors are this way. I accept that. I accept things that have happened to me in the past by this person or these people. I accept that. When we can get to a place of just accepting, it doesn't mean that what's happened is right. We're not saying that, but all we're saying is we accept what's happened. By accepting what's happened, you're releasing the resistance. You're releasing those stories. You're releasing the pains and the hurts and the undesirable treatment you've experienced, like I said, by people or specific people in your life. By accepting that, we're letting go of the resistance. We're taking a deep breath and saying, okay, I simply accept that this is how I've been treated by this person. I accept it. Isn't it freeing to be able to just say, I accept how these people have shown up. I accept what they've done. Doesn't mean that it's right, but I accept that this has happened. When we can get to that place and go, right, okay. And I actually feel like I'm in that place for somebody today now, where we can just go, okay, yeah, that's happened. I choose not to have that treatment anymore. So I'm going to change my thoughts, my beliefs, and my behaviors and my stories about this person or about how people treat me. And the most powerful way to do that is through affirmations. So this can be with getting an ex back. This can be with a specific person you want in your life or back in your life, or you want them to treat you differently. This could be with people in general. You wanted them to see your worth, for example. So we can do this with the power of affirmations by showing yourself what you're worth and telling the new story about how you want to be treated by people or a specific person. Not only are you showing love and kindness to yourself, you're saying that you're worth more than that, you're of what you've had. You're also being kind to them by being able to show them and shine them in the light that they truly deserve. Because if we go back to everyone is you pushed out, everyone is yourself pushed out, they are only acting in a way based on what you believe them to be, how you believe them to show up in the world. So let's be kind to ourselves and let's be kind to these other people by telling the new story. I intend this specific person is always loving and kind to me, or I'm always treated so well by this specific person. They always do so much to me. They're so kind and thoughtful and caring and considerate. If it's people in general, it could be that you say, I only create kind, loving people in my life. I only attract kind, loving people in my life. I'm always treated with the utmost of respect by everybody. I'm always valued. Everybody shows me how much I'm worth through their kindness and generosity and their support. Everybody has my back. I'm always being considered by other people and thought of. I'm always being spoken to in a loving, kind manner. When we start telling that story, and again, you can do that with people in general, so you get everybody reflecting that back to you. Or if you already have the majority of people reflecting love and kindness back to you, and it's just one or two individuals that you have a story about them of how they're going to treat you, we just revise that. You can put specific person, you can put their name in the affirmation if you choose to. It really is your choice. And I know I always say this, but it is true. When you persist diligently and consistently in the story of what it is that you desire, so you're desiring these people to treat you in a way that you prefer, which is everyone as you pushed out. When you change your story that you're pushing out to the world that will get reflected back at you, you will, by law, universal law, law of assumption, that will reflect back at you how you want it to. Now, the more persistent you are of telling that story rather than contradicting that story and reverting back to the old story, the more you're going to see them reflecting back at you. If you are to and froing between them being the old version and then being the new version, you may get some hot and cold behavior from these people. You may get them being nice one day and maybe not so nice another day. But that's just based on your old thoughts. So the more we persist, the more we're diligent, the more we're persistent with the story of how we want to be treated by these specific people, the more that will show up. And remember, this is being kind to yourself. This is showing what you are worth as well. You're worthy of this person treating you with kind and loving respect. And you're also saying that they're worthy of showing how kind and loving that they are as well. So in a way, I see it as doing them a favor too. And that's how I see it. Again, this is based on my interpretation and my beliefs about what Neville Goddard means by everyone is you pushed out. So please feel free to comment, share, and share your thoughts about this too. Now, on top of everyone is you pushed out, everyone is yourself pushed out, you will also hear sayings of you are your outer world, you are your world pushed out, your outer world is you pushed out. And what that means is how you have currently created your life as it stands at the moment is based on your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors and feelings that have simply become the dominant thought, which has then reflected back at you. So, for example, if you have always struggled in loving relationships and you are consistently telling yourself, whether you're actually telling yourself or whether it's just a thought that has been embedded deep down, that relationships are hard and you don't get treated how you would like to, or you struggle with long-term relationships, or people always leave you, you're always being left. So what's the point of opening up your heart to them anyway, because they're going to leave you one day anyway. If they're your dominant thoughts, that is going to be what reflects back to you. So that is your outer world. That is your inner world pushed out. Your outer world is your inner world pushed out. Your everyone is you pushed out, which creates your outer world. Your outer world is you pushed out. If it's about money and you don't have enough money and you've never had enough money, the stories, the beliefs, the thoughts, the feelings that you have about money is what is reflected back at you. If you have a lot of money, well done. You've got a very healthy mindset. And you're coming out, your thoughts are that you are an abundant human being, and that is what's reflecting back at you. So that is your outer world pushed out. So you are your outer world pushed out. Now, all of this can be changed. That can be changed. If your dominant thought is that you live in lack when it comes to finances, money, that loving relationships are difficult, that you don't like your job, you're never going to be able to get the job of your dreams. If that's your story and that's what's reflecting back at you, again, just like with people, we just want to focus on the story. We want to accept our 3D reality, just accept this is where we are. This is where we are. Let's let go of the resistance. This is where we are. We don't have enough money, or we've always struggled with loving relationships, or we've never had the dream career that we've always wanted. This is where we are. Just accept that. By accepting it, you're releasing that resistance. You're releasing that struggle, that fight. Just accepting where you are. Okay, this is where I am based on my thoughts, beliefs, feelings, and behaviors. If I choose to change, if I want to change any of these areas, all I have to do is be persistent in the thought of the desired outcome. I am financially abundant. I'm always able to find loving relationships really easy and effortlessly. I'm easily able to find love. Love comes and stays with me. I'm always being respected in loving relationships. I've always been able to experience long-term committed relationships with my partner, who is always loving and kind and respectful and thoughtful. Whatever it is that you want to affirm, you can create affirmations about the area that you want to change. Now, I have recently, the last few weeks, I've done a playlist on specific affirmations that you can use. And also on the days that you're really struggling, because I know this isn't always easy when we have a past, a past of living with a lack of money, not being loved how we want to be loved, not having the career that we want. When that's our past kind of dominant thoughts, our mindset is going to be to and froing. So even when we've got the affirmations, and I've also done a video recently on a variety of different rampages that you can use based on career, business, love, and money. So you can revert back to that video as well to get some ideas of how you can rampage. If you're having one of those days where you just think, well, nothing's changing, nothing's working, it all is working. We're just using our logical mind and we're not seeing it yet, but everything is working. And the more you persist in the story of what it is you desire, the more that will reflect back to you. And it might start with small little steps, small little things that you'll see. You might find a penny on the floor. Somebody might give you a £20 note. You might win £100 on the lottery, for example. You might get that pay rise. Your boss might give you that promotion that gives you the pay rise, which gives you the money that you've always wanted as an income. So it might start slowly, but see everything reflecting back at you as you're consistently persisting in the story of the desired outcome as proof that what you're doing is working. And that is also going to help you get closer and closer and closer to eventually your manifestation or your desired outcome being realized. So there we go. That is my interpretation on Neville Goddard's concept of everyone is you pushed out, everyone is yourself pushed out, and you are your outer world pushed out. If you have any questions, which I'm sure you will, which I'm excited to see and hear and write back to you with, then comment below. And as always, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I am looking to get 4,000 subscribers now, so that would be great. And I really hope this video has helped. I know that this concept can be a little bit like, really, my thoughts really do that? Yes, they do. It is law. Just like gravity keeps us on the ground, the law of assumption is all based around what we're telling ourselves in here, simply. So tell yourself the story that you want, persist in it, and in time, you will start to see this reflecting back at you. Like I said, this is a subscriber question, client question. So yeah, I look forward to hearing your comments. Take care, everybody, and I'll be back soon.